Hello, it's Burgess Taylor. And today we're going to talk about journals and planners. This was originally supposed to be Coffee Chat Wednesday. I made some videos, they got corrupted. I made some more videos, they got corrupted. So, after 5 or 6 attempts, I decided to just insert pictures towards the end or whenever I talk about something, and that way you guys can see what I'm talking about. And then the rest of this will just use my webcam for now until I can figure out why my videos are being corrupted. So this is my writer's Bible, as many of you know. Now, the first two inserts, which are Moleskine inserts, are my outline for my novel based on the work that I did with Arwen's e-course, and I'm still using that. I now have a Muji insert. This is graph or grid paper, depending on what you want to call it. This is my TBR reading all about the books insert. I have the books that I want to get, the books that I want to read, the books that I am reading, a list of series, where I'm at with those, and it's nothing fancy, just some writing and some lists, stuff like that. This page right here is the writing books that I'm currently reading. So this next insert, which I have not done anything with yet, like the cover wise, is all about the character stuff. This I drew, it was in my Fobonichi. It was a prompt for ABY Art Challenge, hashtag ABYART Challenge. And it was like a science fiction or a fantasy character, so I drew one of the characters from my novel, and in this I have the family tree that I've been working on, things like that. I've been doing some stuff with the characters. If I do any character journaling, it will go in here. And then this is my writer journal. This is the journal that I use to talk about my word count, how the writing went for the day, any ideas that I have. If you look pretty closely, dreams don't work unless you do. This is back in November. I have stickers for my NaNoWriMo word count. I wrote about how my writing was going. The spread of the tarot cards for my book. And then this last insert is a Fabriano insert, and it is for research for my novel. I had to do quite a bit of research for Scotland and for the Burning Times. Next is my Denali Fish Truffled, and I originally had art journals, my Hobonichi and my Fobonichi in here, but it made it so big that, because both of those are rather large notebooks, that I changed it up. This is affirmations, quotes. This is my bullet journal. I just have a list of things that I need to do. I check things off. Things like finances or car maintenance or house stuff or doctor's appointments. When I write them down, I section them off, and then I transfer them into the planner that is appropriate for that. Now this is my catch-all journal. I write about my shiny new ideas, about things for blog posts and YouTube videos, ideas for that. This is a regular kind of journaling. I just make notes. I write. I don't do any drawing in there. I change things up though, and inspired by Jenny Pinton, and that's what it says on the front. I took a Muji insert, painted the front, put gesso on it, and I started with, I took my pages from my Fobonichi. I still have some stuff to do, and I've been working on getting it together. Now this was a wish list. It was things, and this bun coffee maker. I did this journal entry on the 8th of January. It was on my wish list, my unicorn, the things I really want. And then as you can see, there's Mr. Rockstar in the kitchen. And the lottery, we played it twice during that period where it was so high. I had a haircut. I wasn't really happy with what she did with my haircut. There's me reading, although I look like I need to shave because of the shadowing. We played the lottery again. We had clam chowder. Whoops. Have a tip-in. I did some journaling. We had a date night. I did some journaling. It was a rainy day, and I did a lot of writing and journaling and stuff that day, art journaling. You'll see the actual journal page, the art journal page in my Fibonacci. So, on the 17th, which was give or take 9-10 days later, I actually got my bun coffee maker. I was so excited. My grandson and I were visiting my parents, and I had saved up some money, and my husband was like, well, you can do whatever you want to do with them, like, so we're going to get a good coffee maker, because the coffee maker that we have was a like $10 or $12 one from Dollar General, and it just was horrible. And my husband kept pulling the one thing out where you put the coffee in there, and I was scared he was going to break that. Then I was scared I was going to break it when I was cleaning it. So it is now in the cabinet, and it is our extra in case of. But I really don't think that we're going to have any problems with the bun. Fibonacci. 2016 we started, and I have art journaling pages in it. That's Abby. We watched the NCIS, the 2-hour special, where they did the combined with NCIS and then NCIS New Orleans. First I drink the coffee, then I do the things. That was s'mores night. So I just kind of do whatever. That's the haircut again. I did it bigger in this one, and I did some writing and some reading. Some writing. The lottery ticket I drew the picture of. More sketch your life. There's the coffee pot, the watercolor of it, and I was thinking about my novel. Some more sketch your life. We had to roast and do the crock pot meal. And I haven't finished. This is Friday and Saturdays. Mr. Rockstar and I had a coffee date Friday evening. Yesterday I did a lot of reading. I did some writing. It's been really cold, and then I'll finish these and work on today's because I was busy putting that insert together for January. So I just kind of I've got some stick-it notes to go in there to finish this. So this is my sketch, my life. I love Tomoho River paper. Next is what I call my personal feelings. Maybe I need to rant. Maybe I need to kind of get it all out there. This is gilded with silver, and if you look, or gray, I guess. And then this is what the pages look like. So I do random journaling when my anxiety or anything, my depression, when those kind of act up, or maybe when something's bothering me just in general, and I need to kind of work out my feelings, or maybe I just need to kind of bitch. That's what this is for. I know these seems like a lot of journals, and it is, but this is the method that works for me. And then the last journal that I have is this journal, and this is for my morning pages. I'm doing the Artist Way, and this is the journal I chose to do my morning pages in it, and that's what I'm doing for that. Now we're going to talk about planners. I have my File of Facts, which I've shown. It has Inkwell Press inserts in it. It is the family planner. I use it for, like I said, household stuff, finances, house stuff, car maintenance, doctor's appointments, that kind of thing. It's for everybody's stuff, and it goes in there, and so it has quite a bit of personal stuff in there. That's what I use that for. So I'll try to insert a picture of a page or two that isn't really filled out and insert it in here. this. It's the Create Your Shining Year Planner and the workbook. And I am working in this. This is the personal one. I don't have the business one because I don't have, although I am a writer, I'm not earning money at it yet. So I thought this would be the year that I'd get everything together so that probably next year I'll be doing the business one, because I'm in the process now of, branding myself and getting all the social media kind of thing together while I write my novel, because I'm hoping to self-publish maybe. But I love the workbook and the planner. The planner is gorgeous. If you can draw and color in this. I did some purging, so that's the trash bag filled with stuff. I colored her in. I did a little book there. I did a little cup of coffee right there. It's just personal stuff, and then the stuff based on what I figure out in here and in the workbook will either transfer into the household planner, or it will stay in there, or it will transfer into this. This is a literary desk diary. It has, I was using this during NaNoWriMo, so it has my stickers, because the month at a glance started back, July. So I'm recording my writing and things in here. I have goals for word count, and so I'll be using this for my writing, for blog posts, for videos. I'll be jotting down when I post a video, when I do a blog post. I'm trying to get better at all that. Been a work in progress this month. I've been trying to get it all together, and with the corruption of my videos, I'm just a little bit having a hard time. And the last, I guess I forgot this journal. This is actually what I call my writer notebook. And this I have the outline for my novel, and then whenever I get stuck on a scene in a chapter, I will handwrite it. I have video of me writing this scene, and I just was very surprised when it got corrupted. I was so upset. As you can see, that's part of the outline, and I wrote out my thoughts on the outline after finishing the videos, finishing each step of R1's e-course. I would write out by hand my thoughts about what would happen in that chapter, or that section. So now let's get to why I journal, why I have so many journals, why the separate planners, why I could do it all in one, why I don't use my traveler's notebook as a planner as well. I had an insert last year when I first got the traveler's notebooks, I think when I got my Butea bunker, and I had a month at a glance for the year. It had that in there, and then one insert had for, like, you could use it for a month. I think I won it in a giveaway, and I tried that out with the insert in the traveler's notebook, and I would have ended up with a whole bunch of inserts for that. And I could do Jenny Pitten's method with the inserts, but as much as I write and I draw and I put stickers and ephemera and stuff like that, because right now I have circus tickets into the circus. I have those to stick in there, and I need to draw the elephant. But if I were to use just an insert, that I would need 2 inserts for each month, because it would be that, and I write big, so it wouldn't really work out very well for me. I could have an insert that was a month at a glance, but other than that, it wouldn't really work so well for me. I am going to, however, try the method during One Book July of using just my traveler's notebook, and maybe based on, I'll take the inserts from the Inkwell Press out of my Filofax and measure them and get a blank insert and kind of draw out the grid for the calendar and things like that for One Book July, so I can have an insert that is for planning. I may try it one more time, to try to put everything into like one thing. But to be honest, I write out words in my catch-all. Like if I'm reading a book and I see a word that I don't know what it means, I'll write that word down, and then later I'll go back and look it up in the dictionary and I'll write the definition. I will, if I come across an idea or see something on YouTube that's a supply, I'm a office supply junkie. I like stickers. I wish I was more into stamps, but I really like stickers, and I like ephemera. I like using stuff from magazines. I like using stuff from flyers and advertisements. I like using stuff from all different kinds of places. And ticket stubs and things. And now that I've got some more film for my Intax camera, I'll be putting a lot more pictures in my traveler's notebook, doing that journaling that way. I don't really like to put too many pictures in my Fobonichi because then it gets in my Hobonichi because then it gets really bulky. And I like the bulky in a way, but then I don't like the bulky. So I'm in April going to get another 7Cs standard and another 7Cs writer. I may order 2 of each because I may end up using those for July, putting them in the traveler's notebook, and then also using the inserts. So I really wish they had inserts that were like 40 or 50 pages of Tomoho River paper, but I haven't found any A5 that are Tomoho River paper that aren't so big and bulky. So I'm still kind of searching. But the reason that I journal, because I have ADHD and anxiety and depression, I am an intense, anxious person. And I sometimes just need to decompress. Sometimes I need to vent. Sometimes I need to figure out how to get everything focused. Sometimes I just want to get my feelings out there. But whenever I journal in any capacity, it helps me do that. It helps me decompress. It helps me get things together and in my head, and where I can focus and divvy things out into their appropriate little partitions. And then I can go, okay, these are priority. This is what I need to do. I need to start doing that. And sometimes I can multitask and sometimes I can't. But based on what I have, I've always been a to-do lister. I've always made to-do lists. I used to have a yellow steno notebook kind of thing. And I would make to-do lists. And I would go through. And as I went through them, I would put lines through as I finished them. And if I was working on it, it would have a check mark, and then when I was finished, I would have a line through it. And that way, by the end of the day, I could see what I hadn't done and what I hadn't finished, and then put it down for the next day at the very top of the list. And it enables me to prioritize, because if I get distracted, which happens quite often, then a lot of times there isn't enough follow through. So I start like a few things and I don't get everything finished, or I don't get very much finished. And that's not a good thing when you are kind of working from home and you are the person who is standing over your own shoulder going, hey, you need to do this. Because there isn't anybody going, hey, you need to do this. So I'm working on getting all of those things together, and that helps me do that. And another thing, I journal because it's fun. I have been journaling since I was 9 or 10 years old, and back then I had a little diary with a little lock and a key. And I might have even been younger than that. I might have been more like 7 or 8 years old. But I've been journaling for as long as I can remember, pretty much. And writing and journaling is as much a part of me as reading is. And that's just, how it is, and, what I do. I have a wreck of this journal. If you look right there, my daughter got me that for Christmas. And I'm not actively doing that every day. When the mood strikes and I'm watching TV or I'm watching a YouTube video and I need to kind of do something different to break up things, because I'm trying to think about something, but I'm trying to, I'm thinking too hard. I'm not seeing the forest for the trees kind of thing. I'll break that out and I'll do some things in it. Now, right beside the Write This Journal is a stack of a bunch of journals. Those are journals that some of them are finished, some of them aren't. Some of them I just never got around to finishing. I didn't like the journal, which is usually because of the paper, or it ended up too bulky and then it's hard to manage and work with. But that's just a portion of my journals. I have a box of journals in a closet, but I need to figure out, I need to get another crate so I can put those up, at least the ones that are finished. But I think it's really important that you know that there aren't any like set rules. I mean, there isn't a Gold Morn or Amber Dawn mentioned this in her video the other week, which is, I was going to do a video response to it, but like I said, my files kept getting corrupted. There isn't a right way or a wrong way to journal. Whatever works for you, that's what works for you. I mean, to be honest, I could sit here and I can pull an affirmation card. Okay. I appreciate all that I have and have accomplished. And I could write that down in my affirmation journal. And this is what the back of the card says. Use this gift when you notice yourself being envious or resentful of others. If you think negativity towards those who have what you believe you lack, you will program your subconscious mind to prevent yourself from becoming one of them. Know that they too have sacrificed and worked for what they have. Admire them for their accomplishments. So I could write that down, and then I could go on to write a journal entry about being envious or being jealous, comparing yourself to others, which people often do as writers or creative types. I could go on to write about my accomplishments, things that I feel like I have done a good job at, that I have come through and followed through with, and then I would feel better. So on a day where I'm not feeling very good about myself, I could go back to that affirmation and write about my accomplishments to make myself feel better. Journaling is a good way to, one, get to know yourself better, to express your things. It's a good way to chronicle your life, to pass down as a keepsake for your kids or your grandkids. And I speak from experience. My father died when I was young, and when I was 7, and I have a letter that he wrote my mother. My brother's handwriting looks a lot like my father's. I have some cards that people gave us, the sympathy cards from his funeral. I have a bunch of pictures. I have a check register where he had, for his business, where he was writing down expenditures. And there are a couple little notes in the margins. I have little things that are very sentimental things to me that mean a great deal. I have his driver's license. It's the actual driver's license that he had on him when he died, and it stays in my wallet. Now, I don't have a journal, I don't have a diary, but I have these little things that mean a tremendous amount to me. And I thought, well, I lost all I don't have any grandparents alive. My father died when I was young. My mom and my stepdad aren't getting any younger. I have this grandson now and 2 grown kids and a stepdaughter who might as well be grown. She's 16. And I would like to pass something down. So, I forgot to mention, my husband and I have a relationship journal. We kind of write little notes back and forth on occasion. Mostly for anniversaries and holidays and stuff like that, or just, But I think it's important that you have something, some kind of keepsake. You may not want to keep your personal vent, I need to bitch journal as a chronicle for, for somebody later down the line. But your other journals, like your sketch your life or your notes or things like that. Even planners, if you write down a lot of stuff. Some people write down a lot of stuff in their planners and they put pictures in their planners, and it's kind of like a chronicle your life or illustrate your life. It's almost like a scrapbook. People use their planners in that way. So I think it's really important, though, if it's fun for you and you enjoy it, one, it helps you set goals and it helps you realize the accomplishments that you are doing, because if you break down your goals quarterly and then you break down your goals into small, medium, large, even larger goals so that you have the small picture and the big picture, you can see the steps that you take towards reaching those bigger goals. I'm trying to get things cleaned, organized. I'm working on journaling every day in some form or fashion, whether it's just bullet journaling and art journaling, and I'm writing every day, trying to anyway. There's some days when I'm not able to write. I am not able to write on the computer. Usually I am able to write by hand. But I'm very appreciative of the fact that I have a space to be creative in. I art journal in here, I read in here, I write in here. I used to make scrapbooks in here. And I loved my space. And once I am out of here, and I do have a writing cave, which will probably be next year tax time, or maybe at Christmas, then this will be back to being a spare bedroom. We'll actually put our bed in here, and I'll leave the shelves up here, and I'll just put whatnots on them, because this won't have anything but a bed, a dresser, and a nightstand in it. So that's what, oh, that just turned into a ramble. So let's get back to the journaling and the planning, because I'll have to edit this out. I journal in a variety of ways because that's what works for me. Whether it's bullet journaling or kind of a catch-all kind of journaling, where it's just anything and everything, art journaling or sketch or illustrate your life journaling, watercolor, sketch your life, illustrate your life kind of journaling. What is in the traveler's notebook, that insert, will be more or less pictures and some ephemera and stuff like that. I won't really do a whole lot of drawing in it unless it's just lightweight drawing, because that paper's just really not up to par for the kind of watercoloring that I like to do, because I'm a little bit heavy-handed. But I'm learning, and that's what's important. And I think as I grow, what I use for my journaling will probably change a great deal. And I'm finding that I've already changed things up a lot over the last year and a half since I've been doing the art journaling and stuff like that. Things have changed. Since I got a traveler's notebook, things have changed. I find I really like the system with the traveler's notebook. I really do, which is probably why I have 4 of them. One is a wallet, one is a little mini writer's notebook. That one is a mini writer's Bible. And then I have the 2 A5s. I love mine. I love them. I actually have 5 of them because I have a buteo bunker that I need to find that's somewhere in here, and I need to find it so I can put inserts in it and go back to using it as well. So I hope you guys have a good one. Like I said, I'm very appreciative of the fact that I have somewhere to do this creative stuff, that I have a spouse who is so understanding and supportive. I come from a family who were readers and creative in a lot of different ways. My uncles are musicians. My mom writes poetry. My husband is a musician. My daughter is an artist. So there's a lot of creativity around me, and I think I'm very blessed because my creativity isn't really questioned so much. I get a lot of questions about writing my novel, but now people are being a lot better about that. So I'm pretty happy about it. Thanks for watching. Bye.